What's up, fight fans? This is your boy Mike, DF TV Sports, here live in what they call it, Humboldt, Texas. I got the champ with me here. Champ,
Todd Manuel, Mr. Blazing and Amazing from Rain,
Mr.
Louisiana.
Amazing and Blazer. Where you from again?
Rain, Louisiana.
Rain, Louisiana. And we were sitting here talking a few minutes ago, and we say everybody know you the champ.
Yes, sir.
But let's just let everybody know who you are. So, married, single, got kids?
Married. I have 4 kids. I have 2 of my own, but my wife has 2 also. So those are my babies too.
Hey, when you have them in the marriage, it's yours too, then,
Yes,
huh?
sir, they're yours.
So, for those that don't know, why boxing? What made you get into boxing?
Well, that's actually a great story. I was what you want to call a bully protector in school. I wanted to protect the nerd, the kids that got picked on from the bullies. So one day, this guy had picked on a girl at school that I liked it. So I ended up punching him in the face. So I got suspended. And a teacher named Ms. Mesh sent this guy, the Quincy Senegal and Malcolm Sayers, to my house. They come to find me. You know how guys walk around with gloves on their shoulder?
Right.
They come knock on my door and they had their gloves on their shoulder. And they asked my mom, was like, Todd, can come outside? Mom's like, yeah. What's going like, just close the door? I'm like, Mom, they could have hurt me. You know, she didn't. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I went outside. They was like, you think you bad? I was like, man, I don't think I'm bad. I just fight. I like fighting. It's like, well, come on, let's fight. So I ended up fighting with the Quincy. I ended up getting the best of them. I ended up fighting with Malcolm. Malcolm ended up beating me. You know, I'm going to be honest. But I stood my ground.
Right.
He was like, hey, man, you need to go ahead. You need to get to the gym. So at the age of 12, I ended up popping into the gym.
Wow.
And had my first fight at the age of 13. So that's why boxing changed my life. You know, it gave me something to fight for.
Right.
You know, and it made me feel like I was someone.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Kind of gave you validation, and I know I'm a good guy because I protect the weaker ones, but now I'm fighting for a purpose.
Yes, sir. It made me fight for a purpose. And then I seen the money that they can make into it. Oh, man, I got hooked.
So now you're getting paid to whip up on people now.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, you don't do it for free.
Right.
You don't fight on the streets for free. And that was one of the biggest things boxing taught me was discipline.
Right.
Because I didn't have any. I was one of those kids that was a product of my environment. And a lot of people like to, put that on the environment, but you can come out.
Right.
You know, you can come out. It's all about how bad you want it and how much you're willing to change.
Yeah, because we hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm from the hood, this is the way I am, this is the rep. No, you're exactly right. Because those of us who choose to rise above adversity, we do exactly that.
Yes, sir.
So with that, you think about it, personal question, you said my mom let me out. Where was that?
My dad was never around. I never had a dad. The streets was my dad.
Mm-hmm.
That was why I got into it, And I tell anyone, every kid needs a father figure into their life. Like, I'm a grown man, and I still look over my shoulder for that fatherly love, because I'm a dad, and I don't miss a minute.
Right.
Man, I don't miss a minute. There's no way I can miss a minute. So,
Right.
For someone to miss those moments, they just cheated themselves, because that's some of my greatest thing. My greatest times of the day is when I get to spend it with my kids.
Absolutely. Speaking of kids, how many you got?
I have 4.
4?
Yes, sir. And I have 2 of my own. I have a boy, and I just had a little girl. She's actually 4 months, and she's growing. So yeah, she's teething now. So she grabs my hand and she tries to force it in her mouth, and I pull it away, and then she goes like she cuts up. So I think she's gonna have a little attitude.
Yeah. Well, they say daughters weakens the dads and the sons builds the moms.
They do, man. I didn't believe it. It was like that the little girl's love is going to be different. I was like, there's no way. It's like, man, my son, like, that's my boy.
Right.
Oh, when she came out, I was like, oh, I cried.
Right.
Like, she made me feel human.
Yeah.
When I got a soft spot now. Like, I feel weak a little bit.
So I had 2 and 2 also. So I know exactly what you're
Yes,
saying.
sir.
Right? Let's swing forward. Boxing. A lot of times we talk about boxing. Share some of your greatest moment, maybe that first pro debut.
All right, my first pro debut.
Tell your fans right there.
How you doing? My first pro debut, I was not even supposed to be turning pro. I was supposed to be fighting a pro-am, and then come to find out, no, you're fighting in a professional fight. I went out there and I ended up beating the guy, and I was only 16 years old, man. I was a kid, but my dreams was to go to the Olympics, but that didn't happen because I ended up turning professional at such a young age. And man, I was one of the guys that learned on the job with boxing because by me being so young and so gifted, I started fighting guys that above my age, like 30 years old, 29 years old, and I was just a kid, and my head was so big because I was beating these guys, and I didn't understand to stay focused. And that's why I tell a lot of fighters, you can have all the skill in the world, but if you have no discipline and no guidance, you're gonna fall off. And that was me. I got so big headed at the age of at 18. I had them fought Yuri Marshiki, the number 2 dude in the world, and I beat him.
Wow.
But they gave him the decision. That's when I first found out about the game of boxing. Like, if you don't have it on your side, it's not you're not winning. You know, you gotta beat these guys. You know, and that's what I think is really wrong with the boxing game today too. Like, speaking of the guy that's fighting on the card for the belt, Jamal, that's my guy. I love him. He's a great guy, great fighter. But me and him actually fought, and man, I won every round, easy. And they gave him the decision. You know, but those things like that is the reason that boxing losing a lot of the fans to other sports. You know, bring what's right is back. If a man work hard, he dedicated himself. Let him get what's right. He wins, he wins. He loses, he loses. And once boxing get back to those gladiator days and judging fights the way that it needs to be judged, it'll always be stuck in the same position that we in now.
Speaking of that, coming back around, boom, you got a fight coming up soon?
No, sir. I actually just fought last Saturday.
Oh,
I
yeah?
fought Pitbull, Joshua Torres. We fought in Albuquerque, Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
Man, listen.
Was it a dog fight?
A dog? No, I was the dog. I was a dog trainer. I trained the dog. When you got a problem with a dog, you call a dog catcher, and I'm a catcher. And that's what I did, man. I gained so many fans out there. It was crazy. Like, his fans knew that they robbed me, that they took a fight, and know that's what's been going on lately in my career. Is I go to these guys' backyard because I fight anyone. I have never dug any fighter in my life, and I have fought them all. I'm talking about Josito Lopez, Brian Costal, Stananos, Cameron Carrill. These guys are world champions. You know, I beat these guys, take them to the distance. But like I said, if you ain't on that A side, it's hard to get that decision.
You got to finish him, huh?
You got to finish him. You got to knock him out.
Right.
And I think that boxing don't understand that sometimes I be seeing a lot of fighters that say I'm going through emotional things. Those decisions put a lot of people in emotional damage.
Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting assessment. So moving forward, what's your next aspiration? What do you want to do next?
What I want to do next is continue fighting. I got to go down in the Hall of Fame of boxing as one of the baddest son of a, to go down in boxing, in the boxing history. I want to be, when they talk boxing, they're going to say, that guy never ducked anyone, he fucking fought them all. That's what I want to be known as.
Nice.
That guy,
That
that bad motherfucker, that guy. He was that guy,
Right.
and he didn't duck any of them. And after boxing, just continue giving the legacy to the kids, because the guy that trained me, Mr. Charles, he had a nonprofit organization. So I never paid to box. All I had to do was get out there and work for it. I had to go clean the community. We had to go stand on the corner and do street drives. Mm-hmm. We did things like that, and a lot of kids don't understand the value of work no more.
Because they keep creating a sense of value of it, huh?
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, look in the camera. There's some kid out there that's going to see this interview. Give him some type of hope of inspiration.
Hey, man, just keep working hard at it. Remember, they're going to tell you can't, you won't, and they're going to count you out. You never believe in anything they say. Long as you believe and you keep pushing, you can be anything in this world. I promise you. Never let them count you out. And that's what I got to keep telling you. Anything in life worth having is worth working for. You got to work for anything that you want. If it's easy to get, then you don't need it. Anything in life worth having you're going to work hard for. And that's what I have to tell.
Show them your belt.
Yes, sir.
Show them your belt. Hard work and dedication.
Hard work and dedication, baby. Hard work make the fight easy. Todd Manuel, Mr. Blazing and Amazing. Follow me on any social media. Just look up Todd Manuel. You will find me. Google me. You will find me. And remember, OPP, only positive people.
I like that. Hey, guys, DFTV Sports live in Humble, Texas with the champ. We'll be right back.